Alrighty, welcome back. I guess I'm on a Dolmar kick here, a small Dolmar kick. So, as you've seen on the last video, the 5100 is up and running, and actually rather pleased with that. So the little brother to that one is this one here. Basically the same chassis and parts and everything, except with a different, smaller cylinder and of sorts. So anyways, we're going to go on to pulling this off and looking at what it is here. I should have undid all the bolts first, but what I did is I basically pulled the cylinder, then realized I wanted to check my numbers. Didn't have the intake quite on there. So as it is, you're seeing some of this disassembly. So let's look down in the case here. There's a little bit of crud down in there, a little bit of carbon on the piston, but it is far better than the 5100 that turned out to be a heck of a salvage job, because truthfully, it should have had a new piston. The ring gap on that last one was pretty big. So I'm going to check. I'm going to pull the ring off of here. I'm going to clean this piston up with the stuff. But this one is actually in really nice condition. You can kind of get way down in there and you kind of actually see that it still had the groove marks down in there, if you can kind of see that. So that was kind of interesting. So anyways, yes, there's red goop down in there, and that is from the Red Armor oil that I use. So just kind of give you that instance. So the numbers, the stock numbers that we're talking about on this 5600 cylinder here is it's got the same 35,000 squish. It's got an exhaust of 107, so that's a little different, right? It's got the exhaust is a couple degrees higher than the previous 51. Transfers are 132. That's probably about what the 5100 is. So they're there. And the intake 71.5 is what I have it. So I'm going to probably try to recreate similar numbers as I got my crusty old 5100 cylinder here. We can kind of take a look at this. And so why I thought on the last video is it was triple, which it is. It's an open port design. So instead of closed ports, which are in here, this is quad closed, this is a triple open. And as we can kind of see, it already looks like the lowers are across here, distance are bigger and more open than here. So anyways, yeah, this is some of the interesting things that we got here. So I'll definitely be doing a base gasket delete on this and seeing where it goes from there. So as we can kind of see, yeah, it is much or significant. Now when we look at it, we look at the ports in here, and I swear that oops, I got them wrong. Let me spin that around. So the port opening stock is a little bit bigger on the intake than this one here. So in this 5600, you got a little smaller intake port, right, than this. And then if we look and spin these around and we look at the exhaust is pretty close. It's pretty close. You know, when I'm visually looking at it, this might have a shade smaller, but only slightly, just because this bottom, which is showing as the top right now, has a more curvature look and appeal to it than possibly this one, but it's only slight, and it's hard to maybe capture on camera. So anyways, this is the look in the inside of a Dolmar 4600 right there, 4600. And this is what we're going to kind of do. So really, I'm not touching the lower transfers at all on this. I don't need to, and I just got to concentrate on possibly raising those up a little bit. And, you know, there's some thought. I mean, somebody can weigh in to say if staggering some of these works better or not. They all appear to be right even across. So there's no stagger on them. But, you know, some designs, you know, do staggers on some of the new modern saws. And the cylinder is really pretty good. There's a little carbon in there, but it's not as bad, you know, definitely not as bad as the other one. I'm going to hone this, clean it up, put it together for sure. So this one is way more pleasing, has less hours on it than the 5100. I'm surprised a little bit how it turned out, that 5100 in the last video of how it ran. It actually feels really good in the wood. Just wanted to throw it out there. And so this is the before, and I'll come back and bring you back for the after. So we'll bring you back there. All right. Okay, now the after port work here for the cylinder. It was in good condition. Let's see if I can get this right with the headlamp light. It was in good condition, so left it alone. Kind of see the intake side there. Yes, I went and golf balled or dimpled the intake. Like I said, maybe something that I'll start doing and seeing if that works out more. Maybe that'll be a signature series, huh? Everybody's got to have a signature, right? Well, maybe that won't be mine. But anyways, as you can kind of see, by ring standards, you know, looking at the transfers, I was able to get those a little runoff. And I used the diamond ends to get those to make it slow. And then that way it won't chip anything out or anything. And this was actually really good plating. It's a good standard Moly cylinder. So the open port design, so you can kind of see a little flow work, actually probably about 7 degrees of movement. So I got the intake. You can kind of see a little bit of, like, you know, the mouse ear type stuff of the lungs going on. And the intake is set at 78, so it's 2 degrees difference than the 5100. The transfers are 125. That's 2 degrees difference than the 5100. And then also the exhaust is at 103. So the exhaust is at 103. Those marks, you can't even feel those marks. They're just kind of little runoff marks, like I said. Somewhat smooth. It feels smooth to the touch. I know camera-wise, visually, you can kind of still see some lines, but it's pretty smooth. So anyways, there's the after work for this. Let's get it together, and I might have to wait on a carb to get this going. This carburetor that was on it's the same carburetor, but the one that was on the 5100 was not working. Maybe that's why I could never really get it to run right and good, kind of like what this one did. This one always tuned up, this 460 always tuned up actually really nicely, and so that's maybe some of the difference. So there's this is the continuation of the 460, and we'll see if it can muster close to the standards of the other one. The other muffler was already modded, like somebody had taken it apart. This one kind of maybe sort of looks like that, but the hole isn't as big, so I think I'm going to have to muffler mod it. Somebody went in there and cut the baffle open, which was in there. You cut the end off of there, so at least that was it. But I think I'm going to still open this can up because I can heat it up and pry open the lip here and then smash back together. And then under this cover, I will open that up, kind of see in there. It's fairly big as it is, but it's a lot more in the 5100. So we're going to try to match that one. And then I have the single exhaust type deal, just modifying that. And so that's kind of what we're looking at. Hopefully you're enjoying these little Dolmars, and we'll hopefully won't have to stretch it out too long. Maybe I can figure out, I have put carb kits in, and I rebuilt that one, and it's all fresh, and went through and blew it all out again. So I don't know. I checked the metering lever rod. It still was not liking something. So anyways, yeah, we'll see what's going on with that, and see if I can't figure that one out. In the meantime, I do have one on order. It's probably a week out, so maybe sitting. But anyways, thanks you for watching. Hope you're enjoying these series of Dolmars, and then one of these days I'll get back to building up that 7900 that I had on previous, that had the case bearings. I had found a set of cases, so got those in a while back. Just haven't got on replacing those bearings. Anyways, have a good one. Thank you for watching, and later.